So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be trying to repair a rust hole in my roof. Actually, there's a couple of them. This is the main big one. You got this whole line right here, right above the passenger side door. Now, I don't know anything about bodywork, and I definitely don't know anything about welding, so I'm not welding this. So what I am going to be trying to do today involves sand blocks, and if I can pull it out with one hand, a little bit of JB Weld steel stick, which it says it's good for automotive and machine parts, fuel tanks, exhaust systems, all that stuff. And it works on steel, iron, copper, and aluminum. Of course, this is metal of some kind. I can't think of what it is right now, but this is just a putty. Apparently it hardens over time. So what I'm going to be doing is sanding this whole area, because you can see it's kind of bubbling up around here. It's probably going to be about this size. I'm going to sand it and then put some of this stuff on it, let it harden, then I'm going to sand it down and try and do a somewhat good job at keeping the line here and not making it look ghetto. But yeah, we will start with this one, and then if that works, then I will just do the rest of these off camera and I will show you what the end product looks like. Now I've basically got all the rust sanded down. This is all that is left. It is a pretty sizable hole. Here's my finger for comparison. And it doesn't look like it's spread that far around like I thought it would have. I mean, it's still pretty big. But now I'm going to, I guess, get some of that putty and stuff it down in here and around, let it bond. It says it's supposed to cure at set times 5 minutes, and it cures in an hour. So I'm going to do that. And I forgot to mention, I doubt you can see it. Yeah, you can. There's little pinholes too through here, so I'm going to have to go through with a smaller piece of sandpaper instead of this, because it won't fit in the gutter. I may actually sand this off too and paint it, because I still have some black paint. But that's sanded down about as good as I think I can get it. I'm going to go ahead and put that putty on and let it sit, and then I will come back whenever I need to sand it down. So now I have the putty on. It hadn't hardened yet. It's pretty sticky now, but I'm going to let it sit for a little bit. And I'm going to go tackle these in the meantime. And once this is done, I will get back to you. So this is it after it's been sanded. And it's not perfect. And I'm not a body guy, but I'm pretty proud of myself. That's actually not bad compared to what was there before. So I'm going to paint over this. Just primer. I need to go get the actual green paint for this. It ain't going to match, but it'll look better. And in the meantime, while that was doing its thing, I sanded all this down, and it looks like I have my work cut out for me here. You can see all this rust on this side, and there's one little bubble right here. But it's a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. But if that turned out the way that it did, all this should turn out the same. I still got plenty of sanding to do. I've been using this little piece of sandpaper instead of this block because it fits down in here. And while I'm at it, I may even sand down the rails and repaint them black since I still have some. But I will get this on, sand it down, and I will show you what it looks like when it's all finished. So this is the finished product. I ended up getting carried away a little bit, and I ended up repainting my entire roof while I was at it, since it needed to be repainted anyways because it was rust all up there and all that. But as you can see, it doesn't even look like there was any holes in here. Apart from right here, you can still see where that first one was. But along here, you can kind of see where the putty was. I wasn't able to sand it down fully, but I mean, it doesn't even, no one's really going to notice unless they're really looking. But that is it. I ended up sanding down the rails. I still need to paint them actually. but I sanded down the inside and painted them, so there shouldn't be any more rust. But yeah, there was one more hole right here that I found, and if I go to the other side, there was one right here too that you can still kind of see. I should have filled that in before I painted it. But other than that, there shouldn't be any more rust, and there shouldn't be any more water getting in. So I'd call this a pretty successful project. As you can see, I got my roof rack off. I need to put it back on after this dries some more. But the paint's pretty shitty. I mean, I'm not a painter either, but it will get the job done. So yeah, I would say that worked out pretty good. Pretty proud of myself. Still mostly kept the body line. A little jacked up, but this car's not going to be new again. So I do what I can, the cheapest way. All this probably cost me about 50 bucks between paint, the JB Weld, and the sandpaper, give or take. But yeah, I think that's about it. Till next time.